Hello, folks. Rever here, back for another episode of Gifts of the Caucasus. And I decided to come over by the War Memorial and start the video. And I heard that beeping noise again. The last time I did it, I thought it was a backup alarm. And Ronnie Van was nice enough to point out that it was for these gold coins. So, what am I doing? There we go. So we now have 92 left to go, I think. So, but the reason I'm over here, if you take a look up there at my money, I had said when I reach 4 million, I would try to buy the grain mill. So let's go into the map, and then there's the grain mill. So it's 3,200,000 dolareros. And hopefully I have enough status. I have no idea. It's been a while since I watched anybody else's videos. I kind of forget, but here we go. All right, so we must have had enough status for it. And we'll see. I'll still keep selling some silage off. I had brought the UAZ over here to make that purchase, and now I'm going to set him on a little course play course while the guard center still open. We have about 19,000 liters of seeds, and I wouldn't mind upping that a tiny bit. But that's it. I'm kind of excited here. We get to see what happens when we own the grain mill. Hopefully this guy will head in the right direction. Seeds, yep. Alright, go buddy, go. Yep, he's heading in the right direction, but other than that, I was just sitting down here watching this guy run. Take a look maybe in the last few minutes the crops grew. Oh yeah, look, well, grass fields are growing again. I did end up cutting the town grass field over here, and so I still have about 1.5 million. I refilled another one of the silage pits and silage bunkers, whatever you want to call it. Well, let's see if the crops actually grow if we wait a couple minutes here. The next thing I really want to do, besides buying that grain mill, which is done, and actually owning it, I guess it's not bought yet, is to head out to the grass field, or to head out to where we have sunflowers planted and plant some more trees and get the sunflowers harvested, and let's see what happens if we seem to be on a slightly different timing. Yeah, it's kind of slow. It's working its way down. So, in any event, once that grows, I will come back. But in the meantime, I'm just going to be fast forward in time. Like I say, I usually put it up to speed 5, and it'll go down about as fast as he can load it, and then probably load up another bunker. And hopefully by the time we hear back from the agent, whether we can afford the field or not, I should be able to record real quick, and we'll check out what the ownership of the grain mill's like. All right, guys. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Well, while we were waiting, and it really hasn't been long. Like, I just fast forwarded, for about a half hour of game time. And I'll show you that our field in particular, this one with the sunflowers, black sunflowers, is ready to harvest. And that's the one that was sort of holding us up from planting some extra trees. So these fields, these 3, will be ready with the next growth cycle. So that means I'll have quite a bit. And this one will be right after it. By the time I get these 3 done, I bet you we'll be jumping right down to 16 there. So, but in the meantime, I wanted to, this is where I was standing going, where's somebody got a backup alarm? If you hear that beeping. Yep, there's a gold coin. Alright, so we got another gold coin. But what I'm down here for is not that gold coin, but to sell our header and get ourselves an upgrade to the bigger one. So please sell that one. Then we'll come into here and say headers. You can see I was already looking at it, checking it out. And we will go with this guy for the axial flow. So the 12 meters will make a bit of a difference. 1/3 faster, right? All right, so let's buy that. Let's make it yellow. That way it'll look like it matches that. So we should be okay with this, even though it's not for it specifically. Biggest issue with the bigger header is filling up the bin, the storage that's inside of the machine itself. So it'll fill it up faster. If it doesn't let it go a whole row, then, but we'll see. It's worth the experiment. I guess if we were just experimenting, we might have. If we were just experimenting, we probably shouldn't have sold that. In any event, all of this is so that we can head over to that sunflowers field. One of the things that I'm not overly impressed with this mud is watch what happens by the time I get out of it. And I've driven through more than one mud puddle in my life. Never has a vehicle gotten dirty on the top like that. But that guy was perfectly clean over there before that. Fortunately, I'm just going to take this stuff to the farm. So, all right, so let's set up field 18, right? Harvest 10 meters. I thought I had a outline for this. I know I had an outline for this. Did I delete the outline? Stick it in some other folder? You told me I don't have an outline. Yeah, I don't know if I deleted it or what. Well, I guess I might be doing this manually. Alright, well, we can do that. Why not? Alright, so let's get the GPS model. Now, this guy's at some goofy angle, but that's okay. We can come over here if you ever see what I mean by the goofy angle that he's at with his. So what we'll do is we'll come in here, and course 2, I believe, was, and if you can't see what course, but it'll say it right here on that F1 helper. So we'll just do the spray 17. It should be square anyway. So again, this one that's underneath the save is actually the load. So there we go. So it's at least it's 90 degrees to the fields. So we can then turn it 90. We can do, let's unfold this guy. And let's, what did we get? 12.2. So let's, actually that wasn't too bad anyway. So there you go, 12.0. Get rid of that. Let's line ourselves back up. Give it a little extra room just in case. Doesn't make much difference in life, I doubt. Yeah, since it is the first time with the harvester. Alright, so let's go to this guy and unfold him first. Get our line a little straighter. Not that it matters. It's not like we have windrow on this one. Alright, there we go. So I will do both. I will chase this. It's not the biggest field in the world. And depending on the time when I get done, I will either plant some trees tonight or I'll be harvesting tonight. So if all those fields, I'm not going to show you guys me harvesting all of them. We'll see. If there's enough daylight, I'd rather get these trees planted first. And there should be. I don't think it's going to take more than an hour to do this. Alright, well, I'm going to cut the video here. And I will see you guys back when this field is done. As we're well into this field. It's been a little over a half hour. I think about 40 minutes, maybe less. But I've also been jumping and getting us some seeds in our, so we're up to 37,000. I think it's the last trip I just sent them up on. That'll be plenty of seeds for a while. With the UAZ running course play course back and forth. But almost done, and I wanted to show you. I'm going to move this course play course over. So that I don't blow the, I guess it's not the windrow. Well, whatever we're blowing out the back. Chaff, sorry. Let's put this guy up so we can move this guy over. See, if I had just cut it, not moving that over, change my views. So, I don't have to be that exacted. And I could probably just run down this one. Well, I could do the whole thing manually, but I don't know. GPS is nicer. So yeah, there we go. So the next step after this is going to be, I want to cultivate it just so it looks nice. And who knows, depending on how it lays out, we may even put some crops in between. Another thing to do is start cutting down at least some of those trees, I think. A row of trees is a lot of trees. You know, it's not like, I mean, look at that row. This is a heck of a tree farm I'm building here. Kind of happy with it. It has me smiling as I talk. It's a lot of work. The question is, should I do it with the brush chipper or get something else? My tree handling capabilities are limited, but we'll see. That's certainly a project for tomorrow. Get these trees planted, and then we can worry about cutting some trees anytime we got some extra time. So I got a lot of harvesting ahead of me just to progress the map a bit, and I'll probably do that overnight, at least some of it. Get to the more exciting stuff on the map. Alright, well, let me cut it here, and when this is cultivated, and or I'm hoping to get an answer on buying that grain mill sometime soon. It's been at least a couple hours, well, not a couple hours, it's been over an hour. I usually come back in the past anyway. I haven't bought that much stuff 4 hours later. We'll see. Oh, and I did want to note, I saw the ship go by, and that was exactly, or pretty close to 5 o'clock. I was going to film it, but I decided not to. Is it still sitting there at the harbor? Let's see it there. Oh yeah, maybe that's it behind that crane. Anyway, so I'm going to try to note, 5 o'clock. Let's see. See what happened to the ports. Stop this. Let's just take a quick look at it. It's a shop port. Oh yeah, look at that. The numbers are all jumping around, going down. Okay, so well, that's good to know. So we'll take a note and see if it happens at 5 every day, or. But if we wanted to go sell anything, that would be good to know. It doesn't buy, they buy wheat flour, so they're not buying the different flour. Well, sunflower is different. Well, we'll see. We'll get more into the economy as time goes on. Let's close this guy Alright, well let me cut it here while I close this guy up, and I shall be back, you know, when this field's cultivated. See you in a bit. Well, the cultivating is all done, so looks fairly good. There's a few spots where the crops weren't, that there's some, what do you call it, some fertilizer still there that didn't get used up, I guess. So I am going to hop into this tractor, dirty as it is, and hook up this guy who still has some trees in him. So hopefully, he has 25 trees, you can see in the bottom right, and the problem with that is somehow he got off as far as evenness. So we may miss a tree somewhere in here, and I do want to turn on my GPS, which is going to be set on 12, which if we pull up a little bit, let's I need to add some weight. Let me just put on F1 and we'll take it up to 1,700 pounds. This is almost too much for this tractor, and I thought about buying a bigger one, and I said, nah, I don't really need a bigger tractor. But what I wanted to do, oops, does not hit escape, hit F1. I think I'm going to plant them in this row right here, because this row is a solid row all the way down to the other end of the field. By the way, you can see how fast this guy's moving. That's me full throttle. So back up and get him on a line. And I'll try to, it plops a tree down right behind that red. So if I were to start here, they might end up fairly even. What am I at? 490. See that's in the, let me turn this on. The top of the map there, I have the coordinates, and not 490, but 2490 is my position. So we'll see. I'm not sure how much that really matters, but I think it plants them every 10. So let me back up the view a tiny bit. Now I can get rid of this guy now. And this is always fun. Alright, so let's lower this. And then I have to lower, oops, not turn on. No, it's fine if I turn them on. Okay, so they're already lowered. So I just need to turn each one of them on. There we go. So they're all on. And let's hit the go button. And I'm going to, you'll see why I'm going to fast forward this after a few minutes. I intend to at least plant an entire row. I have 2 hours. The garden center closes at 8 o'clock at night. It's only 6 now, so I've got the tractor trailer over there ready to go to bring more trees out to me, and also go refill on trees. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get a tractor trailer load's not going to do. I'm going to need more than that to do this field. Yeah, see that last one on the left there has an extra tree, so we're going to be missing 2 trees for some weird reason. Alright, so see how it just planted? I'm going to go ahead about 10. Right about there. And then this guy's 7. And they're not strapped down, so be gentle. Swing it wide, try to pull up right next to them, but behind them. See too well. Alright, now let's try to hop back in the tractor and one. Refill. R. Alright, so G. Refill. G. There we go. That worked out pretty well. For now, just leave that guy right there. Then we're going to turn each of these back on. Alright, they're on. Now will they plant right away? Got GPS on. Yeah, pretty much. So we'll see. Doesn't really matter if they're that close. So there you go. That's what I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm going to fast forward the video, and you can see all the fun and exciting action at more than 3 miles an hour. So I will talk to you in a little bit. Let's get to that. If I had planned this well, I doubt it would have worked out. But I have a feeling here. Look, we've got 3 trees left. We're gonna come one short. Yeah, that's still pretty good. We'll pull up. Yeah, this time we're a little bit different. Oh yeah, do those line up? We'll see. Alright, anyway, we'll jump back into this guy. I don't know if you noticed him losing his load. I don't know why. I didn't hit any buttons or anything. He just decided to drop everything on the ground. So there we go, though. I got 2 rows of trees planted. Get this guy refilled up. Why not? Put one more row, one more set of trees. Alright, so yeah, let's get this guy out of the way. think I'm going to put him right next to this tree. Oops. Doesn't hurt if you run over the saplings, but there's still something wrong about that, isn't there? Hopefully there's not a conflict. Oops. Am I lagging? Did I freeze up? Yeah, that was weird. I don't... Oh, see how it became unattached at that same moment? It kind of froze up the computer. Let's get him up there, so to speak. So he's completely out of the way if we do some actual tree work. I'll take this guy real quick. Oh, and at one point I cut the segment just because I can't have file sizes that are too big, or at least it makes them harder to deal with. And I forgot to hit the record button, so if you notice during the fast forward a gap, that's what happened. You didn't really miss much. A couple tree plantings and part of the beginning of the trip up to the garden center. I'm going to take this guy down here, and if you notice, one of the silos is just about empty. So I will come over to here. This guy is sort of nice for... Oh, look at that. I forgot to take that guy out of the pile. See what I'm talking about? Here, one second. See my buddy over there? He's all wrapped up. I need him to come back down. Sometimes you can get him straightened out, but here, let me show you what I mean. Yeah, look, he's... Nah, nothing but paying the big, huge towing fine. I don't think there's any way out of this one. Alright, so let's do Shift-I. Come over to here, and... Oh, there he is. And this guy. Now I think I have to do... Yeah, I know. I left him in his group. Good. Alright, let's see if we can't just drag him down. We'll lower the boom, so to speak. Let's zoom out. Come on, zoom straight out. N and M at the same time, so it's nice you can do them both. And we'll get him back down. Yeah, I gotta remember to do that. Darn it. So there we go. So we got some trees planted. I am not going to cut any in this episode, but in one of the upcoming episodes I will. The crops haven't grown yet the last time I looked. And like I said, I'll do the 3 fields off camera. The first one I'll do is the corn field, and then I think I have oats in field number 19, and then there's a canola up here in this field. No, I have... What do I have in this field up here? I forget. Let's take a look in a second. Get this guy dropped off, so to speak. Oop. Need to lift him up first. J. And you gotta hold J down. Then we can do K. We'll turn him back out that way a bit. That should be good. Lift them all the way up. Yeah, I got to remember to take this guy off the pile. If you leave this conveyor on the pile, it flips it. And if you leave the tractor attached to it, it flips that as well. Alright, so now let's go to here. That, I see that guy was over there. Yep, he emptied that silo. So let's jump over to here to control 9, and yep, he's done. Yep, no doubt. So let's just stop him. Close that. Come over to grass operations. And this silo 4 is all the way down the other end. And I will set him on his course play course, or another course play course. And then what I do is take and go back to this guy, who takes quite a while even for him just to fill up. So you can see this is how I keep it steady flowing. So because I got this buffer in the pile, I can just keep a steady stream of silage as fast as I can feed it into that thing. But at this point, well, the reason for keeping it up at this point is just hopefully we'll have enough money outright to buy that grain mill. It's 3.2 million. I've got 4.3, so you would hope that would be enough of, you know, when they come back with a counter offer or whatever you call it. Alright guys, I'm on my last truckload over to here, and you can see by the time I'm done filling this up, I'll still have over 1 million chaff in this placeable heap. That guy will be full, and we'll be able to compact it and get another bin going. So I was up over 2 million, so I'll get a little bit more. I told you I would take a look at these fields. Let's jump here real quick. The grass fields have grown the first stage. I'm not even going to worry about them. You know, it's now become more or less cheaty to have that. But we have wheat in field number 17. Field number 19 is the corn. And then I have canola up here. I knew I saw canola growing somewhere. So 10, 11, 12 has canola in it. So I'll get all 3 of those done and maybe cut the grass if it goes to a second. Well, it will probably go to another stage around the same time as the other crops. And this oats that we have over here is, what do you call it? That's still a stage away. So now the other thing to note is planting. I guess we'll come back in the next episode and worry about what we plant. I'll just probably get them all harvested over the night time and worry about planting them in the morning. I'll cultivate maybe the cornfield, because I think I'll keep that field as corn pretty steadily. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap up the episode here. Get rid of that. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are ready for some tree cutting. If not in the next episode, yeah, probably the next episode, we'll do some tree cutting. I'll see if there's any good mods out there. I won't use the brush chipper. I will sell some lumber directly if I can someplace, and I'll sell the wood chips to the power plant. But we'll see. I won't use the brush chipper. And this is all to get around the license fees for on the map. So I'm pretty sure they won't cost me any penalty to cut all those trees down. So we'll take a look at it in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you have a good evening. Take care.